I saged down the place and then I sprayed lavender everywhere. Really? Well, do you go to Raintree? No. Where else would I be? Do you go to Raintree? I work in Denver. I don't know where else I would have seen you. Maybe running? Do you run outside or something? Maybe you saw me running or something. Or at the grocery store. Yeah. Well, 3 days a week I commute to Denver. No, it's not. I think it's worth the hour's drive. Much better. All right. If you want to let people in, I think we can get started. Let's see what he says. Let's see. Checking the chat. Okay. If you want to, let's see, let people in. Sorry, guys. All right, I'm set. I moved it closer. We want to get started. Okay. All right, welcome everyone from home. Most people on the stream today. It's good to see all of you. We're going to do kind of an airy sequence today, a lot of seated stuff. And we'll go ahead and get started. So we're going to do a more lunar sequence. And what that means in the school of yoga I come from is stuff on the knees. So if you feel uncomfortable being on your knees, you can always just shift your weight slightly forward to get off of the kneecap. Or you can feel free to raise your knee. You don't have to keep it down. Okay. All right. If you're at home, you can put a blanket under your knee. That's what I usually do when I'm at home. So we'll start standing. And just kind of bring the hands to Anjali Mudra. Start from this side. And plant down through all four corners of your feet. Bring your big toes together. Press your thumbs into the center of your chest. And then raise up through the heart like you're breathing into your thumbs. Exhale, release it out. And on the next inhale, we're going to rise up through the fingertips and align the hands right over the head so it opens the shoulders. And then exhale, open up through your chest, your shoulders, and your thumbs should come down right about to your eyes. Inhale up. Exhale, heart center. Inhale back up. Just following your breath, not necessarily trying to follow my movements, wherever your breath is, and noticing the beginning, middle, and end of your movements. So maybe feeling energy between the palms or just opening the shoulders and relaxing them away from the ears. Maybe take this opportunity to align your pelvic tilt, just lengthening the tailbone down so you can activate your core, Uddiyana Bandha. So last round, we'll meet in Anjali Mudra, thumbs to the heart. Take a breath. Pull up the arches of the feet. Maybe lift the toes and plant them back down. And then inhale, swim the arms forward. Flip the palms behind you. And when they come back all the way, swim the palms forward into Asta Mudra. Asta Mudra is this like receptive, giving posture. So we'll take that again. Opening up the chest, you should feel the pectoral muscles in the armpits kind of widening. Take 2 more rounds. Maybe noticing the sound of the breath. And when you're complete, just come back to Anjali Mudra. Inhale the hands overhead. And exhale, Uttanasana. Ground down, head gets heavy. Plant your hands and use the grip of the hands on the earth to pull the heart over the thighs. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to lift the right foot, plant the left, step the right foot to the back of the mat. We're moving through traditional Chandra Namaskar. This is a moon salutation. Get low in the hips. Open your heart forward. Take a breath. And then plant the feet. Inhale, rise up. Reach up, press into the feet to take weight off the hips, and then plant it down. Lower the knee. Slide left knee back to meet right. And then you might want to watch this because I rarely teach this. It's called knees, chin, chest. You just lift up through the heart, plant the toes, and then slight arch in the back. You have your knees. You try to bring your chin and chest down, gaze forward. And then what you do from there is you slide like an inchworm. Your heart comes forward, your hips come back. It just brings you down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, pranam. Press back to down dog. Right in the center of the namaskar. Maybe pedal it out. Gaze back at the toes and get long down the backs of your legs. Take a breath and exhale it out. So plant your left foot and simply step forward with the right foot into a lunge. Just step it forward, sink it down, open your heart, and then press into your feet. Rise up. Get long from hip to finger, and then exhale. Lower left knee. Open the heart. And then slide your right knee back to meet the left. Knees, chest, chin. Little arch, lower it down, exhale. And inhale, cobra, bhujangasana. Pull the elbows back, open the heart. Take a breath. Return to down dog. Find a deeper variation, so maybe you can pulse through the knees, bringing the thighs to belly, the chin to chest, and then inhale, press the heels back to straighten the legs. Take a breath here, let it out, and this time just step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Take a breath. Completing our first cycle of moon salutation. Inhale, hands come overhead, Urdhva Hastasana. Gaze up. And exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, forward fold. We'll take 2 more rounds here. So when you're ready, plant your hands, deep inhale to prepare. Exhale, left foot steps to the back of the mat, lunge. This time, lower the left knee. Inhale, swoop the hands up. Gaze up. Exhale, hands come down. Slide right knee back. Knees, chest, chin. Slowly exhale as you descend. Inhale, cobra, bhujangasana. And exhale, pranam to down dog. Find your down dog. Press your big toes together. Really tilting the pelvis to the sky, making space. And when you're ready, the left foot steps to the top of the mat. The right knee lowers. Low lunge. Low crescent lunge. Inhale. and swoop up, get long down the torso. Exhale, plant it down. Left knee draws back, knees chest chin. Lower down with intention. Inhale, rise up through the crown. Deep exhale, lower down, and return to down dog. Maybe finding a deeper exploration here. The space underneath the belly, over the thighs, over the shoulders, under the ears, opening up some expansiveness here. And then when you're ready, just step it to the top of the mat. And inhale, halfway lift. Press the knees back, the heart forward. Exhale, forward fold. Pull the forehead to shins. Maybe a slight bend in the knees. Fully releasing over the legs. And then pressing into the feet to rise, hands to the sky, Urdhva Astasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. This time, right foot steps back. Anjaneyasana, lunge. Lower the knee, rise up. Crescent lunge. Maybe a small back bend this time. And exhale down. Slide left knee back. Knees chest chin. Imagine your heart opening forward as you lower down. Inhale, heart rises to the sky. Bhujangasana. Exhale down, down dog. So maybe this time getting some length through the neck by bringing the chin to the chest. And planting down through all 10 fingers. Inhale, bring right foot to the top of the mat. Lunge, Anjaneyasana, lower left knee, and inhale. Hands rise up. If you want more stability or more back bend, just press deeper into the front foot and stabilize the core as you rise. Exhale. Come on down. Slide your right knee back. Knees, chest, chin. Imagining the body as a long line. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, pranam, down dog. Completing our last cycle. Take 2 deep breaths here, let it out. Beginning to relax in, connecting to effort and ease, Sthira and Sukha. Step it to the top of the mat, shifting forward through the shoulders, plant the feet firmly, and pull back through the heart. Release the head. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Astasana, hands to the sky. Urdhva means upward, Astasana means hands. We'll begin to add some to this. So exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands and use that backwards movement to pull the chest into the thighs. And as you do, plant the left foot. Inhale up through the right. Head comes down to the earth. Just a baby standing split. It's okay if you're just at hips level. If you want to go higher, be sure to square the hips off. Wherever you are, take a breath. Press into your left foot a lot. Flex your right foot. And then step back through the ball of the right foot into a lunge. Step it to the back of the mat. Lower the knee. Inhale, hands come up. Exhale, prana mudra, like we did at the beginning of practice. Inhale, hands come up. Exhale, step it down. This time, step back to down dog. Find down dog. Widen the shoulders just like we do in prana mudra. Shoulders relax away from the ears. Take a breath. And then step forward with your right foot. Lower the knee into lunge. Inhale. Hands are going to come to the sky. And Prana Mudra. Open up the shoulders. Relax into it. Inhale up. Exhale. Step it back. Down dog. Plant the hands to pull your body back. Pressing both feet together. Take a breath. And this time, step right foot to the top of the mat. Plant it firmly. And as you come forward, the left foot will come up, up, up into your opposite standing split. Take a breath here. Maybe flex through your left heel. Press it to the sky. And exhale. Left foot meets right foot. Uttanasana. We'll take 2 more rounds here. So inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. As you inhale, this time the left foot will lift up, standing split, and immediately just flow back, just step it back. Plant your left knee, inhale, rise, Prana Mudra. Inhale up, exhale, hands brush the earth, step it back, down dog. Maybe you can plant a bit more firmly through the heels now. After several rounds of down dog, maybe you pulse through the knees to open up your hamstrings. Spread your tailbones wide. We call these our ischial bandha, our ischial bones, the tailbones. Take a breath. And this time, step forward through your left foot to lunge, Anjaneyasana. Inhale, hands swoop up, Prana Mudra. Inhale up, exhale, brush the earth. Step it back, down dog. Take a breath. You can hear the train here. And then step left foot forward. This time, shift your weight forward, lift the left heel, standing split. Exhale, right foot meets left. Take a breath, maybe bend the knees and just kind of relax here. Just a ragdoll position. You can grab opposite elbows. These namaskars can be challenging because they're asking us to build intelligence of our body and space, and also to not know where we're going next. So take a breath, empty it out, and we'll move on to our final round. So inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, right heel comes up behind you. Standing split to lunge, step it back. Take a moment, plant the knee. Inhale up, Prana Mudra. Relax the throat, face. Flow back to down dog. Take a breath. And then step your right foot forward. Lunge, high crescent lunge. Inhale, open the heart. Prana Mudra. Exhale, swoop it down, down dog. Find your down dog, shifting your weight back. And then we'll step it forward. Right foot forward, left foot lifts to the sky. Final round. Exhale, left foot meets right. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Come all the way up, maybe rolling vertebrae by vertebrae. And bring your hands to heart center. Just take a breath. Realigning. Bring the big toes together. Maybe tuck the chin to the chest to get tall. And then we'll inhale, just extend all the way up, lengthen up. Tolasana, palm tree, come up onto your toes. Gaze up, and then stay on the toes. Keep your balance by pressing through the balls of the feet. And then slowly squat down, hands come down to the heart. Tolasana, toe stand. So bring the hands to the heart. Take a few spacious breaths. And then just lower down to your seat. We're gonna come into Throne Malasana. So this is like yogi squat, but we're just gonna lay back with it. Open up, feet point out, and then bring the hands to the heart. Press the elbows to give space for the heart. And see if you can press down through the sits bones to lift up through the heart. Kind of like we did in the beginning, the heart comes up into the thumbs. You can gaze up. Take 2 breaths. And then keep the right hand at the heart. Begin to open up, using this right elbow as a lever. Just pull back. This nice heart opener. You can feel the shoulder blades pulling into each other. Bring it back to heart center. Switch sides. Left elbow to left knee. Lift it back. Remember the sits bones can lift the heart up if we press down a lot. Exhale back to center. Switch your sides. And if you wanted to try a bind, you could bring right arm under the knee and meet it behind your back with the left arm. Rotate open. So take a breath wherever you are and switch sides. Hands come to the heart. Rotate, left elbow to knee, right heart opens. And if you wanted to try the bind, right arm comes around, left arm comes under. Opening the heart. Bring it back to center slowly, and then bring the bottoms of your feet together. Just take a moment, move any glute out of the way so your tailbones can plant down. Pull the heels in and press down through the inner knees with the elbows. Same thing, press into the tailbones to rise through the heart. Pull the shoulders down. And then forward folding just by bringing the crown forward. Feeling the pelvis tilt forward like a bowl. You can touch the floor to keep the shoulder blades extended out. Or you can grab your big toes. Maybe give yourself a little inner foot massage. Or open the inside edges of the feet like a book. So reconnect to your breath, just a natural breath. Each breath round getting smoother and deeper. And maybe feeling this through the pelvis, the thighs, the outer hips. Maybe seeing the feet as a container. The space element which we're working with today is about the body and space, but it's also about the fact that we need a container for all the other elements. We need space between things to differentiate. So maybe tune into the space around the body, between the heels and pelvis, and between the feet. Take one more breath here. And then come all the way out. Press your sits bones down, release out gently, and just tuck your feet underneath you. Vajrasana. Just sitting back on the heels. We're going to come into something called Bhakti Balasana. So what that's going to look like is just bringing the hands to heart center. Taking a breath, And we're gonna move between child's pose and Vajrasana. So inhale, small arch to the back, heart lifts. And exhale, chin towards the chest, reach back towards your heels, and just lower down with that nice arch in the back. And then round up through the spine. You can even pull on the heels like rabbit pose and wave up with a round spine. When you get to the top, inhale, arch the spine, open the heart. Exhale, come on down. Nice concave spine. Waving down and then tucking, coming up round. So there's this nice pose, counter pose, as you arch the spine and descend. And then exhale, round the spine and come up. And it's just a nice spinal massage, spinal lubrication between the joints. And it really works the whole spine from hip to crown. So take 2 more rounds. Bhakti means devotional, and Balasana means child's pose. So this is a little devotional child's pose. And the devotional part comes from getting low to the earth, moving slowly. So last round, come on down and just take a pause in Balasana, child's pose. Reach your hands forward or maybe back, wherever you feel comfortable, and tuck your chin to your chest. If you reach forward, stack your hands on top of one another to bring your shoulders closer together. So take some deep breaths, and you should feel the tension from the upper thighs, releasing your back as the belly presses. So breathing between the shoulder blades into the lower back. Really just taking a moment of expansiveness. One more breath here. And then we're going to come up onto the knees. So come up onto the knees and tuck your toes so you have a stable base. You're going to bring the hands into Ganesh Mudra, just this pulling apart. And you can pull apart to pull the shoulders back. Open up. And then we're going to activate the core by pulling pelvis down and under, and pulse back until you feel your quads activate. They should catch you. And come on up. Just trying to stay neutral, the body in a line. And I'll show you from the side that the neutrality doesn't stop. And if you find the pelvic tilt, you can feel the core activate each time you come all the way down. So eventually we'll move into Ustrasana or camel pose. But let's just start here, activating those muscles that catch us. These muscles are really important because they're what protects your back when you do go to Ustrasana. Take one more breath. And this time, bring the hands to your lower back, fingers up, and don't pulse back, just lift up through the heart. If you feel comfortable here, gazing up, you can slightly pulse back, just feeling that first movement of Ustrasana. Pulling your elbows together, taking a breath. And then plant your hands down, tabletop. Rise back, down dog, and take a few breaths. Feeling our opening movements. Maybe bring the big toes together. And activate Uddiyana Bandha, with the navel pulling up and in. So take 2 more breaths here, finding some stability. And then when you're ready, inhale up through the right heel by pressing down through left. Flex the foot up towards the sky, 3-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee and use Uddiyana Bandha to shift your weight forward, navel to spine. Low lunge. So just find your lunge, take a moment, and then inhale, curl in and up, heel and head pull in. Cat-like movement. Exhale, cow-like movement. Push your heel back. We call this the 4 movements of lunge. Should feel a slight rise and fall through that left hip bone. And the heel pulling forward and back. Just settle into your lunge. Inhale, pull in and up. Exhale, expand out, push back through the heel. Plant the left hand and pivot the belly towards the right thigh. Heart center twist. Press through your left palm a lot and pull back through the back of the right hand. Stay low through the hips. Yep, left hand plants, right hand twist open. If we're too high through the hips, this movement becomes really difficult. So take a breath, stay low through the hips, and then exhale. Plant your hands on the inside of that right foot. Lower the left knee. You can stay up like this and open your heart. Or you can lower down onto your forearms. Again, keeping the heart forward. Gazing between your thumbs. We'll stay here for several cycles of breath. So check in with right foot. Really plant it down. Take a breath. Let it out. Maybe feeling the opening of your right hip. So come back up onto your palms. Press the ground away to take pressure out of your joints. And just take a breath here. And then when you're ready, the right hand will come on the opposite side, just nice planked hands. And you'll lift up through the left knee to step it back to plank. Then inhale, right knee towards the nose and step it across to the opposite side of the mat. And then we're just gonna lower down through chaturanga arms, belly to the ground. So adjust your stance. You should feel tension through the outside of the right leg. If you feel you don't have enough air here, just stack the hands to make a shelf for your forehead. Take a breath. It's a little fall in plank. And then keep the back toes curled so you can come all the way up, back towards plank. Lower the knees. And then knees, chin, chest. Just come on down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Moving through the cycles. Take 2 deep breaths here. We'll come into our right side lunge. So you can either 3-legged dog or just step your right foot forward. Lower the left knee. And then shift your hips back, right over the knee. Flex right foot. Ardha Hanuman, half split. You can stay here or fold forward. Take 2 breaths. Nice hamstring release. And then plant your right foot. Shift the hips forward into low lunge. And then we'll move the shin parallel to the top of the mat for pigeon. So come into pigeon. Find your stability and make sure that the weight's on the inside or the middle of the left thigh. Really press down so you're stable and flex through this right foot. This will help you balance. Press up through the hands to get high through the heart. And exhale, walk it forward, resting pigeon. Take a breath, and if you want a little self-adjustment, roll your left hip towards that right heel. Feeling the left hip pull forward, the right tailbone pushing down. Listen for the breath here. Maybe feeling the space underneath the back of the shoulder blades rise and fall. Feeling the belly soften out on the inhale and roll in on the exhale. A little wave of pranayama. Opening up space to the organs, to the ribs. And opening up space in the head as well. And then when you're ready, slowly push yourself up and keep your gaze down at the ground. Rise up, take a moment, really press your hands into the earth. And then we're going to lean back towards the right and wrap the left leg around. Should just come to an easy seat. So from here, we're going to do just some little seated balances. So plant your left foot on the floor, bring your right foot out, and then you can wrap your hands and plant your tailbones to get high. And from here, you can just lean back and practice coming up off the floor. And then if you want to, you can take it further by bending the knees. You can grab your peace fingers to first two toes. Same thing, kind of lean back. And if you feel really connected to the core today in this Ardha Navasana, half boat, you can even plant the hand out, using the core to levitate up and pressing the foot into the hand. We're going to inhale, open the leg. Keep the core pulled in and up. And exhale, lower it down. Switch the bend in your legs. Switch it out and cross the planted foot over. So right foot to left hip. Pull the belly to the thigh and hook your elbow. Reach back. Gaze back. One more nice heart opener. Matsyendrasana. Check in with left foot. Really flex the toes to the sky. Feel the belly against your thigh. Take 5 rounds of breath. Matsyendrasana. If you want to release your neck, you can always practice staying tall through the crown and gazing forward and then gazing back again. This will open the sides of the neck. And you can even go so far as to gaze over left shoulder and then gaze over right. Take a breath. And then gaze forward, keep the pose. You can stay here, or option to bring the left hand to the inside of the foot, or peace fingers to the toes. And then lift up. You should find this cross. The outside of the leg crosses. You can reach back through the right hand. So gaze back towards your right finger. And this is just a seated version of a balance we do a lot. It's called Asta Padangusthasana, hand to toe pose. Really feel the heart opening and check in with your neutral spine. And if you want to, you can even levitate up a little here. Exhale, come on down and just forward fold, release it out. Release it out, feel the lower back releasing. And then slowly come on up, roll the vertebrae up. Bring your feet back, come back to down dog. We'll flow through this cycle on the opposite side. So take 2 breaths to ground yourself. You kind of know where we're going. So there's that intelligence in the mind already there. So just trying to stay present. Take a breath. Let it out. And then when you're ready, this time the left foot's going to step to the top of the mat. You can 3-legged dog or just step it through. Take a breath. And then 4 movements of lunge. Inhale, pull the heels in, the third eye towards the belly. Exhale, press the heel back to heart forward. Inhale, cat-like movement. Exhale, cow-like movement. We take 2 more cycles here, each round with a breath. Feeling all 5 toes pressing down behind you. And then when you feel complete, right hand's gonna ground, left arm swoops open for a heart center twist. The lower you stay through the hips, the more accessible this is gonna be. Press into right hand, open the heart. And then exhale it down. This time left hand on the inside of right foot. Lower the back knee. And come down to your forearms. Uttan Kristasana, or lizard. Heart opens, gaze down. Breathe into the left hip. Inhale, come all the way up. Shift your hips back. Ardha Hanuman. Reach, reach, reach forward. Prioritizing a long line from your hips to your head. Really getting some extension, some length. Letting hamstring release. And then shift it forward. Transition to pigeon. This time left foot to the right side of the mat. Find your pigeon and then press into your palms to raise your heart up. Weight to the middle of the back thigh. And then exhale, rest your pigeon down. Come on down. Maybe pulling your left hip back, right hip forward. So press into the hands, come on up. Take a moment just gazing at the ground. Feeling sensation in the left hip. And then lean back to the left. Roll your right leg around. All right, just take a breath. And then come back into Baddha Konasana this time. Just feeling both hips open. We opened both of them, and then the left one in pigeon, the right one. And now maybe you're a little more open here. So let the belly be soft, let the heart be open. And then come on up. Plant your legs out. And then this time the left foot's gonna lift up. So you can either start with the hands clasped, just kind of balance back, or you can hand to left big toe, raise it up, and switch the bend of your knees. So right knee bent and left foot extended. You can really imagine that it could be confusing. Really imagining like this oppositional force between the tailbone and the heel. As the tailbone's pressed down, the heel radiates higher. So this is really a balance that asks you to root while you rise, while you pull in and up. So there's a lot going on. If you would like to extend out through the leg, this little konasana. And then lower down, switch the legs again. This time, the left knee's gonna bend, the right knee's gonna come straight, and the belly's coming towards the left leg. Twist it back, Matsyendrasana. Same oppositional movement, this time between the tailbones and the heart. You press down through the tailbone, rise through the heart. And you can release the neck. By gazing forward, gazing back, gazing over the shoulders. There's also a bind here. If you have this at home, you can go for it. I'm not going to do it today because it's very deep shoulder opener. So maybe take 2 more calm breaths here, all the way in and all the way out. This pose translates as sage's pose. Matsyendra was a sage in ancient times. And then when you've had your 2 breaths, you can gaze back forward, keep the pose. And the elbow can push this leg straight and across. And then you can reach the hand over and find this little cross of the legs. And then lift up and back. And if you would like to, you can also try to levitate a little here in this kind of crossed boat pose. Take 2 more breaths, really using the sits bones. And then exhale, release it down. Bring your feet around and stack ankle to knee, ankle to knee. So Agni Stambhasana. Agni means fire, so fire logs. Move any glutes out of the way. Inhale, just reach up. Getting a long line from tail to finger. And then exhale, hands to the heart. Touch the ground. And you can stay up. This isn't accessible to you. Or you can begin to lower the heart down. Feeling the pelvis tilt forward like a ball. And if you feel comfortable here, you can bow the head down. If you're at home and this is not accessible for you, I know this is hard if you have any hip or knee injuries, and for a lot of men, just because of the hips, you can just stack knee to knee, shoelace pose. Same benefit, and just come on down. To get deeper to shoelace, you just pull your heels in towards your hips. So, our two options. So inhale, come on up and switch your fire logs or your shoelace. Come on over, taking whatever is accessible to you. Reach up, press down through tailbones, exhale, touch the ground. Lean forward. Release the back. So you can also check in here in Agni Stambhasana or shoelace with the connection between your feet and tailbones. There's a lot of connection there in yoga. And sometimes if there's strain in tailbone, you'll see the feet start to point out and move all around. You can just check back in with them and flex them. And feel how it changes your connection to the ground through the tailbone. So inhale, press up through the hands, walk them back, and then come to your back. Come on down. Relax your spine against the earth. Take a breath and spread your feet wide. Pull the knees in towards center. Little constructive rest, hands to the belly. Take a few breaths here. Releasing out the hips. And then when you're ready, Apanasana, just curl up into a little ball. Maybe lift the shoulders up off the mat. Chin to chest. Take a few breaths. Feeling the spine expand against the ground. And then exhale, bridge pose. Plant your feet down and roll the shoulder blades into one another. Inhale, rise up through your pelvis. Pull the knees in towards one another and relax the butt muscles. This will ask you to press against the shoulders, the arms, and the feet to lift up, rather than straining the butt muscles, the glutes. Maybe you see the belly rise and fall through the diaphragm. Maybe you feel the elbows against the mat. And then you can stay here or option to take this unique transition into Sarvangasana, shoulder stand, by pressing elbows down and then lifting up onto the toes to bring the hands like a shelf underneath your lower back. And if you feel comfortable here, keeping the weight off of the neck and in the arms and shoulders, you can press down, really anchor yourself. And then that should be enough of a shelf for you to just step one foot and then the other up to the sky. This little low shoulder stand. If that transition is too much for you today, just come on down, lower the lower back, and then roll the lower back up off the mat. So come first into Halasana, flexing the toes and lowering them behind you. Keeping the weight towards the shoulders. And then from Halasana, lift your heels up to the sky. Press the elbows into the earth. And see if you can press up through the balls of the feet, spreading the toes wide. Surya Pada. It's like a pointed toe, and then at the very end, you flex your toes. Take 5 deep breaths here. If you ever find any strain in this posture, you can always place a blanket underneath the shoulder blades. If you would like to take things further, just cross your right ankle around and behind your left, these little hooked feet. And then press both feet up towards the sky to tighten the bind between the legs. Let it loose and switch your sides. Left ankle can go around and behind, and then both feet radiate to the sky to tighten the bind. Bring it back to center. And then if you would like, Baddha Konasana in shoulder stand. Bring both feet together as you bend the knees into a little bound angle pose. Exhale and slowly keep the bound angle pose. Release the spine down. Just lay on the back. Bring the hands towards the toes. And then pull the heels down into the pelvis. Release the heart, the shoulder blades. And you can even get a little heart opener here by pulling your elbows down to the sides of your rib cage. And you can feel the heart rise. The shoulders press down, the sacrum rooted. Really stabilizing pose after a lot of airy, spacey asana. So slowly release out, find your Shavasana, and open your palms to the sky. If your body is craving any other movements, feel free to go there. And meet us in a Shavasana. Palms open, feet open like a book. Let the belly be soft and the breath go natural. I'll let you know when it's time to end our practice. So if you are at home and you would like a more expansive Shavasana, just stay where you are. Continue Shavasana. If you're in studio or you need to get about your day, just begin to awaken the body by taking a few deep breaths and just wiggling the hands and fingertips, the wrists and ankles. Maybe a big stretch from head to toe, some bigger macro movements. And then pulling the knees to the chest and rolling to whichever side is calling to you. Letting the forearms support the neck. And then slowly making your way back to Sukhasana, easy seated pose. We'll bring the hands to the heart when we get there. Take a moment, set intention for bringing your practice from the mat to off the mat. Bring the thumbs to third eye center. And we'll close our practice with gratitude. Say namaste. All right, so namaskaram. Thank you for coming. And thank you for coming from home too. I'm glad you could all join me from the stream and in the studio. Hope to see you here soon. All right.